Hey everyone, today I thought I'd talk about something that's been on my mind for quite a while now, and that, as the video title suggests, is literary events and travel. So first of all, I'll start with a bit of personal history. I have never been to any kind of literary event, even including a very simple book signing, and indeed I have never met an author of any kind. I'm also not particularly well travelled. I've only been outside the UK once, and that was two years ago in 2014 to Iceland. And as an aside, Iceland is a fantastic country, and I would recommend going there because it's just frankly beautiful and really, really surreal and amazing overall. Anyway, the reason for my lack of travel is not because I don't want to do these things and travel all around the world and go to literary events. Actually, quite the opposite is true. It is actually basically my own personality that essentially stops me. I've always had this irrational fear at the back of my mind where I'm paranoid that I'm going to go somewhere at a longer distance, get lost, and not have the money on me to then get back home, which would obviously be a major problem. I do not know why I have this fear. I have never been lost in my life, and I'm also extremely organised, and frankly the likelihood of me ever getting in that kind of situation is frankly fairly remote, although obviously of course things can happen. So I know this part of my personality isn't unique. Other people get extremely nervous and anxious about long distance travel, but with me I've allowed it for many years to essentially control what I'm able to do and or at least what I think I'm able to do. I just let it think, no, that looks a bit too far away and it makes me nervous, so I won't do it. And indeed that is why I'm making this video now. I've reached a point, I think it might have been going to Iceland 2 years ago that was kind of the catalyst for this. But basically I've just got really annoyed at myself, and particularly annoyed at this part of my personality because it's extremely stupid for me to be thinking I can't go do things just because they're a bit of a distance away. If I allow this to happen, then I'm never going to go anywhere or do anything, and I'm not allowing that to happen anymore. I'm fed up with it, frankly, and I'm fed up with myself. So I've made a new resolution to myself in the last year, and that is I am indeed going to travel and go to some events and things, and I'm going to use my sort of booktube experience over the last 2.5 years as inspiration to do this. I'll use booktube as inspiration because I still know that I don't have the knowledge and the experience and indeed the confidence to just travel purely without some reason. I need a reason to do these things, at least for now. Maybe once I've done a year or two of, sort of literary events and travel, I might actually be able to travel for other than just that. But for now, this is a good base for me to start from. And indeed now I'll talk about the literary events in the near future and indeed in the semi-near future that I'm going to go to. So the first event I'm going to is this following weekend, the weekend of the 17th and 18th of September, and that is Gollancz Fest. This is held at the Big Fools on Charing Cross Road in London. There will be about 35 authors there, and this is held unsurprisingly by Gollancz. Gollancz is the science fiction and fantasy publisher, and it is part of the Orion Publishing Group. I actually know somebody who works for the Orion Group, namely Stevie Finnegan, who I met last month in a booktube meetup in London, whom I've also met last year as well. And basically it was Stevie's enthusiastic sort of talking about Gollancz Fest and who'll be there that actually persuaded me that I probably should go along to this because it'd be a really interesting couple of days and it'd be a good way to do a bit of travel and obviously literature based travel without having to go to the other side of the world, which frankly would make me extremely nervous, especially as I've got no experience of it, as I've previously said. It should be a really interesting weekend. There'll be various book signings and various talks involved and all sorts of other things, and I'm really looking forward to it. And frankly, you can probably tell who some of the authors are by the books I'm going to be reading this following week because I want to read the books before I get them signed, otherwise I'd feel a bit silly, frankly. The following weekend, in fact, there is the second little event, and this was only a really small one, and that is just a simple book signing at my local branch of Waterstones. This is a double book signing, however, because there is Peter F. Hamilton, who writes all of these books above my head, whom, as you can tell by the fact I've got nearly every book he's written, I'm a big fan of, and Alistair Reynolds. Alistair Reynolds is another really big English science fiction author. He's well known for Revelation Space, and he writes vaguely the same kind of thing as Peter Hamilton, hence I assume why they're doing a sort of double tour together around the UK. So I'll go and meet them. Alistair Reynolds will actually be at Gauntlet Fest as well, so I'll actually meet you twice a week apart as well, and get something else signed by him and something signed by Peter Hamilton, which I'm looking forward to. 1 month later, in October, at the same branch of Waterstones, there is a literary book evening. This is basically an event where Chris Beckett, who has wrote one of my favourite books of last year, The Turing Test, will be in conversation with Tom Hunter. Tom Hunter is the director of the Arthur C. Clarke Awards. So this should be a really interesting evening. It's about an hour and a half, 2-hour event. I presume there will be a book signing involved, which I should check about, but I'd imagine there is somehow. I mean, the chance of there being an author sitting there for 2 hours with a load of people and not signing something would be kind of unusual, frankly. This should be an interesting event, and especially as Tom Hunter, who I didn't previously know about, is related to the Arthur C. Clarke Award, so there might be sort of awards talk as well, which should be pretty interesting, I would think. So that's it for the events that are happening soon. Now I'll talk about the ones that are going to happen in the slightly further future, and in particular, Worldcons. Before I joined BookTube, I didn't really know anything about Worldcons in particular. I knew it was some kind of big awards type ceremony, but that's pretty much all I did know. At the Worldcons is when the Hugo Awards are announced. The Hugo Awards are the big literary award, like the biggest within science fiction and fantasy, which obviously that's my particular area, so they do now interest me quite heavily. Next year, in 2017, the Hugo Awards and the Worldcon will be held in Helsinki, Finland. I'm hoping to go to this. I've already got the money in place for it, so it's just a matter of me getting up, frankly, the courage to actually book this up and get over there, because the thought of travelling over to Finland by myself and then going to a hotel and things, frankly, makes me extremely nervous and anxious, but I should be able to manage it, I hope. The 2018 Worldcon is held in San Jose in California, which I would like to go to that. Obviously, that is 2 years from now, so it's very hard to say obviously what circumstances may be, but I hope to go, and especially as there'll be various booktubers there as well. Well, there will be in Helsinki as well. Then the Worldcon for 2019, so we're talking 3 years from now, so frankly it's a bit of a long-term one, and this one isn't even confirmed yet, although it's highly likely, is Dublin, Ireland. This would be ideal for me because I have relatives who live about a 15-20 minute walk away from where they will be holding the Worldcon. So this will be the cheapest Worldcon pretty much possible for me, because all I've got to do is get a flight from here to Dublin, which doesn't cost very much money, and then I'll stay with relatives over there, and it'd be a really easy and fun Worldcon. And I do know Dublin a fair bit because of obviously family holidays years ago when I was younger, so I should be able to get around a little bit without getting lost, so that should be a fairly nice one to go to, although 3 years from now I have no idea what might be happening. So with that said, that's it for today. Let me know what literary events you've been to, or what literary events you would like to go to, and indeed if you are planning to go to any Worldcons over the next 3 years or even further, then let me know, because we might be able to meet up or something, I don't know yet. Obviously it's quite a long time in advance, so you can't really plan anything yet. All my social media links can be found in the description box below. As always, thank you for watching, and I'll see you another day. Bye for now.